92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know how the old saying goes, don't dip your wiener in the company pen holders.
Nobody puts wiener in that saying.
Don't give your wiener to a coworker.
No, it's don't dip your pen in the company
In
ink.
the company...
Wiener.
Oh, ink. That's weird. I don't know.
I'm the weird one.
Am I saying it wrong? I don't know. Anyway, Julian is on the phone today for a second date update. His email said that he met the girl who he wants to call today at work. So I'm guessing it's a coworker or something. Julian, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So you're trying to dip your wiener in the pen ink,
Right, enough.
right? Is that what this is about?
No, it's not at all.
Okay.
Thank God,
Tell us a little
Julian.
bit about the girl that you want to call today. She's a coworker?
Well, she's not a coworker. She came in purchasing supplies at the office that I work at. So I guess she's kind of a client coworker.
Nice.
Okay.
Seal the deal there.
Customer. So did you ask her out while she came in to deal with, like...
Well, no, because I think that's unprofessional. Basically what happened is she came in and she was working with me, or I was working for her, however you want to say it. I didn't want to cross the line, I guess. And then she ended up coming back because she hadn't got her parking ticket validated in the lot.
And then you validated it with your wiener.
Oh, my God. Enough with
Am
the
I
wiener.
right? Or am I right?
No. I validated it and then had a nice conversation with her when I walked her out to the lot.
Okay, well, where's the wiener come into this thing? I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything about a wiener yet.
No, there was no wiener involved in the validation. Anyways, I asked her if she would like to get dinner on Friday night, and she said she would, and I got her number, and I called her, and we went to dinner.
What's her name, by the way?
Christina.
Christina, and how was dinner with Christina?
Dinner was good. I mean, I feel like we had a lot of chemistry, and I like veal, and not everybody likes veal. And she wanted the veal, too. So we ended up ordering the same thing, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. And dinner went good.
You guys both ordered veal. In other words, you're both fans of slaughtering baby calves. I like that about both of you.
Little lamb.
Seems nice.
That's not what I think about when I'm eating veal. I like the way veal
Yeah.
tastes. I'm not worrying about the process.
Oh, that's why I like it.
all you think
I
about?
picture the whole thing go on while I'm eating
Not
veal.
why I like it. Not why I like it at all.
Oh.
Actually, you're making me like it a lot less by giving me that story.
So if dinner went well and everything else, why do you think she's not calling you back?
You know, I don't know. I mean, there were a couple things. Now I'm trying to run the night through my head. And like, did I do something wrong? Did I have, my fly open, or my food in my face, or how I ate?
There's the fly open.
There's the wiener.
The wiener. I knew it.
It all
I could
comes
tell
back
just
to the
talking
wiener.
to you that you're a wiener guy. I knew it.
Yeah, you're right. How you figured me out? Oh my God. But realistically, the only things that I think that could have possibly not gone well, I did have to take a work call, which I don't like to have to take work calls if I'm on a date, but I was expecting a client to call, so I had to walk away.
Did you tell her at the beginning of the night that was going to happen?
I did not tell her that I was expecting a call, but when I got back, I said, hey, this was an important job call. I had to take it.
Well,
And
did you leave her stranded by herself for like a half an hour while you were on some conference call or something?
Well, no, I stayed at the table for a minute and then walked away, but it was no more than 15 minutes long. I mean, and she had an appetizer and some wine, so...
Okay,
still
so
a
it wasn't.
long
I have a
time.
hard time thinking that would be the reason not to call you back if you're like, hey, sorry, it's an important work call.
Yeah, me too. And then the only other thing, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to say the restaurant, but veal is a particular type of food, and if you like veal, you like veal. But I thought that it was okay, and I kind of was like, oh, how's your veal? And she's like, oh, it's great, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, she's asked me, and I was like, it's all right, it's okay. And maybe, I don't know, maybe she thought I was being hypercritical or a snob about the food, but I wasn't. I was just giving my honest opinion.
Honestly, I think both would be a red flag for me. Like, obviously, if a guy's taking a call in the middle of a Friday night date, he's going to be putting work in front of me our entire relationship.
Wow.
I
That's
mean,
how girls think.
I'm
huh?
just saying, like...
Wait. But first off, you have to understand, she's in the same business. She knows that I'm in sales.
Yeah, but she wasn't taking a call during the dinner.
Because she's a buyer. She's not a seller.
She's not as important as I am.
I see. My bad.
So how did-
No,
Right.
she understands that sales, there are other time zones, there's other people that are working at different hours, where when you're buying, you're not as I don't want to say in demand, but sometimes you have to answer the phone when you're selling, because if you don't, you lose out on the sale, then you lose out on money, and then you can't afford the dinner.
I think a red flag would be taking your wiener out at the dinner table, like you said you did earlier.
Okay, for the record, I didn't take out my wiener for any portion of the date, not during dinner or after or anything.
All right. So when we call her and ask why she's not calling you back,
she's not going to say that, I'm sure.
All right. How did everything end with her?
You know, I kind of went in for a kiss, and I kind of got more of a handshake, hug kind of thing. But it was a first date, so.
Was it awkward?
I don't think it was awkward. It was. It wasn't like I was like an inch from her lips and she, stuck her hand to me. It was, I was kind of coming in kind of to like hug, kiss, and she kind of put her hand up a little bit. So it was, that's all.
So she shut you down.
No, it wasn't a shutdown. It was just.
That wasn't a shutdown? Yeah. Sure sounds like a shutdown to me if you go for a kiss and you get a handshake.
Hand to the face.
Have you heard anything from her since your date?
No, I called her once and I've texted her 3 times.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Julian is on the phone with us, and today he wants to call a girl named Christina. And Julian claims that he wasn't shut down at the end of the date when he went in for a kiss and she shook his hand instead. He still says that wasn't him getting shut down. But in my definition of being getting shut down, that is probably the best way to describe it.
Listen, I didn't get shut down. I went in for a kiss. You know what? It was a professional date. It was a work thing, so it wasn't appropriate. I understand. But I didn't get shut down.
Either way, I think you got shut down.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to get her on the phone and see why she's not calling you back. Here we go. Dial the phone number right now.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Christina, please?
Yeah, this is she.
Christina, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay. Why are you calling me? What is this?
I'm calling you because one of our listeners asked if I could get you on the phone to ask you a few questions.
Okay, that's really weird.
It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. So you recently went out on a date with a dude named Julian.
Okay.
And Julian emailed us and said that you haven't been responding to any of his text messages or phone calls. So he thought maybe we could get you on the phone and find out why you're not calling Julian back.
All right.
He told us how you met. You're like a client where he works, and he asked you out, and he said you guys went out to dinner and had a pretty fun time.
That's what he told you?
Yes.
Good time?
So you didn't have a good time?
I wouldn't call it that, no.
Okay, what was wrong with it then? Because according to him, everything was great. He thought maybe he seemed like a food snob to you because he disagreed with you on the veal that you guys ordered.
Yeah, he definitely has a very refined palate. That's one way to put it.
Okay.
He
also said that he took a phone call in the middle of the date.
Yeah, he did. It was a little rude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I could see how that would upset you.
I mean, that wasn't even the worst part of the date.
What was the worst part then?
I mean, he's a very smooth sales guy, but he's kind of got this seething anger underneath all of it.
Did you say seething? He was seething anger underneath his charismatic salesman personality?
I mean, yeah, that's literally the best adjective I can pick to describe it, seething anger.
What happened? Because when he described the date to us, he didn't say anything about anger or being pissed off. Right?
He's a very, very picky person and a very shallow person and quite rude, actually.
What did he do?
I mean, for example, he was super picky about the wine. I ordered red wine, and it was brought to me, I guess, in a white wine glass, and he got extremely upset, and he turned it away and made them bring it back.
Oh, God. Is he one of those a-holes at the restaurant that, like, acts like he owns the place when he's somewhere and that nothing's good enough for him?
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly. Like, he went to the bathroom, and when he came back, he was in this huge huff, and he said, there's no more f***ing paper towels in the bathroom. This is a fancy restaurant and an establishment, and people should be refilling these paper towels. And he's going on and on about this tiny insignificant thing that.
How dare they?
Oh my gosh.
It is
I
annoying
know.
when they don't have paper towels. I will say that, but I don't know if I'd ever get that pissed off about it.
It's not angry. It's annoying.
It happens.
Yeah.
The absolute worst part of the entire night, that paper towel thing wasn't even it. I mean, he completely dressed down the waiter and just disrespected him when we were leaving. And as he's leaving, he says, I paid $40 for a piece of veal I wouldn't feed to my dead grandmother. He goes on and he says, oh, you're lucky I don't come back and burn this place down to the ground. And I was like,
Did I hear you correctly? He threatened to burn the place down?
he did. He threatened to burn it to the ground.
He said that to the waiter?
I'm 100% serious. That was the comment of the night.
I've complained to restaurants before, but I've never threatened to burn them down.
Kill everyone
Yeah,
here.
I will destroy this place.
Did he realize what he was saying, or did he act like this is just normal banter at a restaurant?
No, he knew exactly what he was saying. When we were leaving the restaurant, he turned to me and then his attitude completely changed and he made it sound like I had been suffering and I was the victim and that everything was absolutely horrible. And, it was things I didn't really care. It was so insignificant.
In his mind, he must have been standing up for you.
Yeah, I really want him to stand up for me and burn down the restaurant we were eating at.
Some girls would be thankful for that. Some girls would be like, what a man.
Chivalry is
Yes,
dead.
he's a true gentleman. He threatened to burn down a restaurant in my honor.
I know, it was really ridiculous. So, I said goodnight and I'm going to leave it at that.
That's understandable,
Yeah,
I guess.
I'd want to get out of there
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
Threats of arson on a first date usually aren't a good thing.
I don't want to talk to that ass ever again.
Well, that's a shame because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Christina, I wasn't angry. I was standing up for you. I was standing up for having good service at a restaurant. I mean, I work hard for my money. And you know what? The service sucked and the food sucked and there was no paper towels. What kind of place doesn't have paper towels? You have to wash your hands to go eat and they don't want you to dry your hands. I mean, right? I'm not going to not wash my hands. I looked, I saw there was no paper towels, and now I'm like, I'm going to wipe it on my pants, and I'm going to walk out, and it's going to look like my pants are wet. So I couldn't even impress you with that. I was like, I wasn't angry. I was being chivalry. I mean, I was defending you.
You threatened to burn the place down. I mean, how is that chivalrous? That's just threatening.
Okay. I think I shouldn't have said that. That was me getting frustrated because I was like, okay, the paper towels is one thing. The wine was another thing. The appetizer is another thing. The veal was another thing. I got so frustrated. I was trying.
You gotta stop talking. I've heard this already. I heard it at the restaurant. I'm hearing it again. You're just repeating yourself. If you keep focusing on little insignificant things and being a rude ass to everybody, I don't know how women can stand to go on a date with you. It's no wonder you've been divorced twice.
Ooh.
What?
Whoa, wait. You just brought up my two divorces, my ex-wives. I shared that with you. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's rude. That's mean.
But that's an example. It's two strikes. And so this woman clearly couldn't deal with all of your crap, and neither can I.
My crap, because I want good customer service, because I'm at a restaurant and I want good customer
You can
service.
be a decent human being and be respectful about it.
You weren't respectful. You just brought up my ex-wife.
This isn't about you. This is about people in the service industry. You don't have to threaten people.
You know what? I'm in the sales industry. You know what? I take care of customers. They need to take care of customers. You should know this.
God.
I mean, we're in this industry.
Look, I don't even know what to say. I've stated my case. I don't know.
In the service industry, sometimes you have to put your foot down to get some respect. So I was doing that with the waiter and the restaurant. And you know what? I think you need to show me a little respect because you know what? I was defending you.
I think so, too. That's why I'd like to ask Christina, would you like to go on a second date with Julian?
Holy crap.
We will pay
No.
for it.
Hell no. No, I don't.
You answered so quickly there.
Yeah,
Not if
that's
he's
so
going to
weird.
talk to me like that. No way.
Julian,
Are
you're
you sure? I mean, I could
crazy.
find you guys a great restaurant that Julian could burn down.
I'm going to pass on that.
You know what? If you want to settle for mediocre service, then you know what? Go date some schlep who will take you to the drive-thru. I want to go to a 4-star restaurant where they treat you like a customer. We're right. We are supposed to get this stuff. Come on. I mean, really. Think
You know
about
what? You know what? You've pushed the envelope so far. I was fine just not going another date with you, but you know what? I really don't want to do business with someone who has ethics like you.
Oh, now you're taking personal and you're putting it in business, really?
I'm going to tell the people I work with, my company will not be doing business with your company anymore.
Are you kidding me? Based on a date?
You know, it wasn't a date. It was your f***ing attitude that did it. I'm done with this conversation. Goodbye.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Julian,
Whoa, what just happened?
you didn't get a second date, and I think you might be losing your job soon, too, over this.
Because I want customer service?
Well, I think it's because you
don't
threatened to burn the
respect
place
people.
down.
Yeah, you're a total douchebag about it.
I apologize for the burning the place down. I mean, that was, it was one bad thing after another, and it pushed me beyond. But I mean, the rest of the stuff was all customer service. No paper towels, slow service, bad food, wrong glasses.
We know the list, man.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Second date update.
We recently got an email for a second date update from a guy named Joe.
Cool.
Joe knows that his romantic encounter didn't go perfectly.
Okay.
He also knows who's to blame for that.
All right.
He's blaming it on a baby.
What? That is not. I thought we would be self-aware here.
Now,
Can you
Joe,
blame anything on a baby?
I get it, dude. I can't tell you how many emails we get from listeners whose dates have been brought down by a rogue baby.
It's a rogue baby now, like a baby that just came out of nowhere.
So many rogue babies out
Wow.
there trying to ruin love. So what's going on, Joe? You want to fight this baby or what?
The baby ruined my chances, I think, with this girl I met.
Wait. Hold on. Was it her baby?
Well, hold on. We'll get to the selfish baby in just a second.
Why
But
did I
first,
pick-
tell us about the girl that you want us to call. What's her name?
Her name is Tara.
Okay, and how'd you meet her?
It's kind of a funny story how we met, actually.
It usually never is. So,
She's right.
I met her at a bowling alley.
a bowling alley?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff.
Good one,
yeah,
man.
Not fun.
That
Loved
is
it.
some sarcastic humor right
okay.
there. Sarcastic laughter.
All right.
Sorry, go
Sorry.
ahead, man.
I'm in a bowling league for a long time with my buddies, and we get together every week. Good fun, laughing and joking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy Murphy, we call him Murph.
Of course, Murphy's in a bowling league. Yeah.
Yeah, Murphy's a riot. He was telling me a joke while I'm waiting for the ball to come back and the ball return. And all of a sudden, I was distracted for a minute. The ball came back really hard and smashed my fingers right up against the side of the return.
Oh my God, I can feel that.
I can picture
Oh
it too.
my God.
That's the
I
worst.
just grabbed my own hand.
Yeah.
And my
me too.
pinky got bent a little. It just was starting to swell up.
Wow. I can imagine.
yeah.
Your entire career of bowling flashing before your eyes.
So where does Tara come into the picture?
So I had to tell Murph and the guys that I couldn't bowl anymore and I had to get some ice.
Yeah.
All right.
So there was a long line at the bar, and there was this lady in front of me, and I needed to get ice really bad, so I asked her if she wouldn't mind if I could get in front of her.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's totally reasonable that you would cut to the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was just really cool. We were just talking for a while after I got my ice and getting to know each other.
Yeah, you always got to reel them in with a little injury.
Yeah.
They-
Feel sorry.
yeah, women love a guy that's in pain a little bit.
And then they're like, let me take care of you.
That's right. I like what you did there, Joe.
Smart.
Very smooth.
She seemed very nurturing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ask her out, or was this your guys' date hangout?
Well, I couldn't go back to bowling, and,
Right.
I was getting a little hungry, so I said, hey, Tara, why don't we grab a burger right here at the diner inside the bowling alley?
Wow,
Yeah.
Tara, look at that. We're both in a restaurant
I
together.
can't hold the burger, so
Yeah.
maybe you could feed it to me
Ooh.
because my hand is in so much pain.
You lick my pinky?
That would have been a great idea. I mean, I didn't even think of that.
So what did you guys do? Just ate together?
Yeah, we went into the diner. We sat at a booth, ate together, joking around with one another.
It was going well, is what it sounds like. When did it go wrong?
well, this is where the baby comes in, right?
Yeah, the baby.
Rogue baby.
Yeah, there's this cute little adorable baby in the next booth making faces at me as we're eating. And I don't have kids, but I love kids. So I started making these silly little faces, sticking my tongue out at the baby.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Yeah, I thought it was.
What did Tara think?
She wasn't doing the same thing I was doing. She wasn't making funny faces. Maybe she didn't speak baby talk. I don't know.
No, that's the problem. Translation issue with the baby.
Yeah.
She's not bilingual.
I mean, that doesn't sound like it would ruin anything, though. I don't understand why that's so bad.
Yeah, but I did encourage her to interact with the baby, but she said no chance.
Yeah.
It is.
Chance.
That's a little bit strange there, Joe.
She's like,
It's a little awkward, but
hey, your turn.
like most women that I know, when a guy is interacting with a baby, your immediate thought is, oh, he has nurturing instincts,
Or in
right?
my case, I'm
Yeah.
like, weirdo.
Well, maybe that's what she thought. Maybe it was more like Jose.
Yeah, too nice.
I mean, who can't, at least smile or acknowledge a cute little baby that's like a foot away from you?
Yeah, but sometimes guys like you and I, like I was trying to say, are get too excited, and then it gets into
Yeah,
okay.
that's true. I do kind of go overboard sometimes, and I almost ask the people there if they would let me play with the baby, but I didn't ask that. But
Okay, good. That's not even I do
So
that, bro.
creepy. A random
Yeah.
dude in a bowling alley gonna play with your
Excuse me.
baby.
Can I borrow that human real quick?
It
Thanks.
sounds like you did one thing right by not asking that.
Yeah.
So how did this all end?
well, at this point, I went back to my buddies at our lane, and then she went back to her friends at her lane. We were like 3 or 4 lanes apart.
Ooh, that could be good or really awkward.
Yeah.
And I waved to her once, and then she was getting ready to leave with her friends before we were leaving. So I quickly went over to her and said, "Hey, Tara, I enjoyed talking to you, and maybe we could exchange numbers and meet up sometime."
Yeah.
So we did. We exchanged phone numbers. So I thought at that it was a nice ending to a funny little awkward story of how I met her.
Your pinky got you a number, dude.
All right.
How weird, but I
The
get
tiniest little wingman ever.
So you've reached out to her since then?
Yes,
it. Okay.
and nothing.
That's weird. Why would she give you her number?
And it's
if
really
she-
her number?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her voice on the voicemail.
Okay, that's the
Oh, good.
big indicator that is her number.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a song, come back, call Tara for you, and try and get you a second date update. All right, Joe?
Sounds great.
Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, we're on the phone with a man named Joe. And Joe
Oh.
loves doing 3 things in this world.
What?
Throwing strikes,
Yeah.
eating burgers,
And?
and making babies.
Oh, what?
Giggle.
Yeah.
Okay.
There
He
it
makes
is.
them giggle.
I was like, you
That
didn't
is-
say that.
That is a hard man.
Yeah, he recently met a woman named Tara at the bowling alley after he hurt his finger in the ball return. They ended up sitting down in the diner there, eating together, but Joe got distracted by a cute baby in the booth next to them. After that, he was able to get her number, Tara's number, not the baby's, but now Tara is not calling Joe back.
Oh,
That's
man.
That's the most manly thing when you're like, yeah, he likes to do this, and then he got distracted by a baby.
Yeah, Jose understands that,
I
Joe,
get
just
it,
so you
dude.
know.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, if you could talk to her and find out, if I ruined my chances of going out with her because of that darn baby, I'm going to be upset.
So here's my question that I didn't ever ask, because I know when Jose tries to entertain my children, they run in fear,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
They
too
usually
ex-
cry.
Yeah.
Was the baby into you?
Yeah, the baby was like making like goo goo gaga sounds. I was playing peekaboo with the baby.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, if I could have asked the people that the baby was with if I could have played with the baby on my lap, I would have.
All right.
Actually really cute.
Well,
I'd love to have a baby on my lap.
Yeah.
you know what, Joe? If we can't get you a date with Tara out of this, maybe we can get you a play date with the baby.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's illegal somehow.
It's called
fine.
babysitting. It's fine.
Yeah.
They don't know him.
Well, we'll focus on Tara for now, okay? We're going to dial her number here. You ready?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I hope she picks up.
I hope so, too. We'll find out. Here we go. I'm going to dial her right now.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Tara, please?
who's this?
Hi, Tara. My name's Jeffrey. I work on the radio. I was wondering if you had a few minutes to talk.
Okay,
Is that okay with you?
what's this about?
Well, we do something on our show called a second date update. That's where if you go out with somebody and afterwards they're not calling you back, you can reach out to us and we'll give them a call and try and figure out the reason why.
Yeah.
And the person that reached out to us about you, his name is Joe.
Oh, Joe.
That's
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You met him at the bowling alley.
He had that
Yes, I've been at the bowling alley.
career-ending pinky injury.
Yeah, he had an epic pinky injury.
Oh, epic.
I don't think those words have ever been put
An
together.
epic pinky injury.
Injury for the ages.
He told us a lot about your night together, and he had a lot of positive things to say. He said that you were very kind and very nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
He also mentioned that you guys went into the diner and sat down for a bite to eat.
We did. I love that diner.
Ooh, good. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, he's a good guy. He's kind of cute. You know, I enjoyed the time I had with him at the diner.
Okay. He also told us about the baby that selfishly butted in.
Yeah, that was the most strange interaction I've ever seen.
Whoa.
The most strange?
The thing was that the baby's whole face was covered in snot, and like it was just gross. Like, you know, they get those bubbles out their nose, and he was breathing heavy, and yeah, and the parents didn't seem to care. They're just like eating their chili cheese fries, like not paying this kid any attention.
Wait,
And then Joe was just like hanging out with a baby.
so it was really weird because the kid was covered in snot?
To make it even more bizarre, the family of the baby changed the baby at the table. And
Oh.
he just kept playing with it. Like, as the baby's being changed, he was just playing with the baby. And I kept saying to Joe, like, stop it, stop looking at the baby. And he's like, don't worry, the baby likes it. He likes being changed.
Okay.
So wait,
So it's not so much that he was playing with a baby, it's that he was playing with a dirty baby. That's what bothered you the most.
Dirty baby, gross.
so that's the reason you're not calling him back?
I mean, he seems like a good person. He definitely comes from a good place. Like, he has a good heart. I could tell that about him, but
Well, you know, I know Joe would really like to talk with you about this because he's been on the other line listening, and he's heard everything that you said.
wait, what?
Yeah,
Hi, Tara.
Oh.
that's
Hi.
Joe.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea that you were on the other line listening this whole entire time.
Yeah, I've heard everything, and so you don't like babies, huh?
What?
What? No, it's not that I don't like babies. I don't like dirty babies and people playing with dirty babies. No awareness.
That sounded bad.
I was making funny faces at the dirty baby. It's not like the baby was in my lap.
I think we should stop calling it a dirty baby.
Please, it sounds terrible.
It's kind of funny though. I'm sorry.
Well, Rogue Baby was better.
I've had 2 dirty babies. It's fine.
Tara, you said that I have no awareness, but I saw the baby was covered in snot and that the baby needed to be changed. That's not my fault. That's the parents not taking care of the baby. You can't blame me for that.
I know it wasn't your fault, but it was just very unnerving.
I mean, is that the only thing, Tara? Is this all about the baby?
Well, there was kind of something else.
What?
What?
Well, okay, so you asked for my number, and I was kind of on the fence about giving it to you. Like, I was thinking, well, okay, maybe we could hang out. But then when we were back at our lanes, one of your buddies, I think his name was Murph or something or other, he was talking to one of my friends, and he said some very incriminating information about you.
Oh.
How is this just...
What did he say? Murph?
He's like bragging about how you're always banging the chicks from the alley, and that, like, you know, that's what you do. You're always like on the prowl, and that you're always finding alley chicks.
Alley chicks? Is that what you call them in a bowling alley?
Dude, Joe.
That's not true. I don't call him that. That's not true, Tara.
Oh
Joe,
my gosh.
you sleeping with gutter girls?
Can't they be like ball babes or something
The ball,
instead?
you sleep with the Ballbusters team?
Yeah.
No, listen, that's okay. Look, if I'm being completely honest with you right now, I mean, maybe I slept with seven women that I met at the bowling alley.
Why so specific right now, Joe? Why would you do that?
It's definitely 7.
I don't know that we need to say that.
And when I think of the type of women that normally go to the bowling alleys, it's not like the young, cute girls. It's usually the senior citizens that are on the bowling squads.
Hey, don't be judgy, Jeffrey.
There's nothing wrong. If he wants to be with, Mildred and Edna and Bernadette, that's totally his prerogative.
Oh, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of young action going on at the bowling alley. A lot of hot young action.
Oh.
Hot young action.
Oh,
I
I guess
go bowling more often.
you and Murph know.
Wait. Excuse me, you're saying that there is hot young action? So you're 110% saying that what Murph told my friend is true.
Well, I didn't sleep with all of them. I mean, we did a lot of other stuff.
What? What?
Second and third base stuff. I wasn't really including that.
Joe,
Stop!
you don't have to go into details, man.
You are digging your own grave right now. What are you doing?
I mean, actually, there's a spot behind the video games where if you are in a certain angle, no one will see you for hours.
What? Gross! You're doing it there? No, Joe! No! You're supposed to be telling her how great she is and why she's different than all the other gutter girls or whatever you call them.
Look, I mean, I'm just being completely honest with you and just get everything out in the open. I mean, this is me. This is the real deal.
I think
Oh, wow. Well, I am so glad because it was just, Dirty Baby was one thing, but now gutter girls and alley cats, I'm not interested in that kind of behavior.
Hold on, Tara. Before you go jump into conclusions here, we would love to pay for a second date for you and Joe.
I'm not interested. I don't even like bowling that much. It was like my friend's birthday. So I'm going to say no and stop this right where it is.
Well, I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah, you were honest.
Tara's not interested.
That's fine. I mean, I don't care. I'm sure there will be another one next week. Now, do some stuff with them behind the video games. I don't care.
Oh, my God.
Gladys is going to love that.
Real classy, Joe.
Oh, my God.
We're in the middle of a second date with a great guy named Troy who met his date on a website for virgins only. He was telling us about how he's trying to take things slow, but of course, everybody in studio thought it was hilarious because this group of heathens that I work with are so far from being virgins, they have no concept of how this could possibly work.
I told you, I remember being a teenager. That's not true.
No, you have to remember, even as an adult, everybody takes dating at different speeds.
Yeah,
okay, Brooke?
true.
Not everybody goes from, hey, you're cute on an app to making a reservation at a seedy motel by the highway.
Oh, man.
Why would I do that when I have the back of my car?
Okay? On the highway, if that's how you prefer to do it, Brooke. But after a rough start, Troy took his date Rebecca to his place where they ate pizza together and they watched Charlotte's Web on DVD.
Cute.
They even ended the night with a nice little kiss before he walked her to her car. So, Troy, not as prude as you thought.
I'm proud of him for that.
You know what? I thought that was a big step for Troy. And Troy,
it is good.
I'm very supportive of you in your quest to find love.
Thank you.
With a virgin. Virgin love.
The thing is, Troy, it may not be about you at all. It may just be that she has a lot of dates. Because you said that you have talked to quite a few women on this virgin-only site, and she was the only normal one. I mean, chances are good all the other guys are feeling the same thing.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, I've also heard people, on the virgin-only site, they question each other like, oh, you're not a virgin. You're just on here for whatever.
Oh. It's like a bandwagon fan, kind of, right?
Yeah, maybe she didn't think I was a virgin because I can appear sexy.
Between Charlotte's Web and that kid, I think you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's giving me Adonis vibes. I don't know.
Seems like a hoe.
Or maybe.
I like how one of you says Adonis and the other one just goes for it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Who knows? Maybe she went out with another guy who put on Finding Nemo, and that one did it for her. So,
Maybe,
oh my God.
maybe they did find Nemo.
There are so many Disney fans on this website, aren't there?
Yeah, you probably-
Shut up.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Troy. We're just going to dial Rebecca's phone number, and we're going to get your second date. You ready to do this?
Yeah, because she's definitely the coolest, and if I screw this up, I just want to know what happened and just want to know.
Yeah,
He
for
seemed
sure.
like a good guy,
I think we'll get you another date.
I think so, too, okay? I'm going to dial the phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Rebecca?
It is, yeah.
Hi, Rebecca. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. You have a moment to talk with us?
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, who are you again?
We're a morning radio show. We're called Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. It's me, Brooke is
Hello.
here, Jose, Alexis.
Hey.
Oh, I don't listen to radio, so I don't know. Hi.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is going to be a little shocking.
Yeah, okay. Well, we do a segment on our show called The Second Date. That's where if you go out with somebody and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to that person for you to try and figure out the reason why they're ghosting. And so recently you went out with a guy who had a great time with you and now he's having a hard time getting in touch. His name's Troy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How
Yeah.
do you remember?
And he did admit to us that the date didn't go flawlessly, that there was a little bit of a hiccup when he locked his keys inside of his car, and so you ended up going back to his place, watching Charlotte's Web, eating pizza.
Which, to be honest, we made fun of him for the Charlotte's Web thing. I don't know how you felt about that.
Careful with the we.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he told you a lot about what we did, but did he tell you where we met?
Yeah.
Oh, in the parking lot?
No,
or
no.
No,
something?
I mean, he said that you guys matched on a website for virgins only.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can't believe he told you that, but okay.
Okay.
That's not to be, like, ashamed of.
Nothing to be embarrassed of. Everybody has a different niche that they're into.
Yeah, I know, I guess. It's not a popular one, though.
Yeah. That is true.
For
That is
you?
true.
What do you mean?
It's just not really widely accepted if, like, I say I don't want to lose my virginity before marriage. They think it's kind of weird, so.
Okay. So,
Okay.
which is why you would be on that dating website, right? Because
And-
you can
Yeah,
find other
yeah.
people who understand where you're coming from.
And that's what Troy said that he was into. He wants to find a girl who's on the same page as him.
Right, and he is, but he's, like, extreme.
On a virgin scale, he's a 10.
So,
told
hold
him that.
on.
I
He
told
kissed
him.
you, though.
No,
You got a
but
kiss.
I told him that you like just because you're a virgin doesn't mean that you don't want an adult night. It doesn't mean that you don't want sparks. Like you
Yeah,
still want
it's true.
those things.
Right, and he's a really good cook, and I did think that, like, the movie he chose was really sweet.
Yeah.
I did get a kiss at the end of the night, but I only got the bottom lip.
What?
It was like his first kiss.
What does that mean?
Like it was a miskiss?
No. It was on purpose. Like, he only kissed me with the bottom lip.
Huh?
What?
I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out what
I'm
you're
trying to
describing.
trying to
imagine this
picture it.
happening. Yeah.
like a pout, right?
Yeah, exactly, like a pouch. Like, just stuck out his bottom lip.
And just
Oh.
kissed with that one lip?
Everyone in the studio
Yeah.
right now is sticking out their bottom lip
We're
just
all
to see what
trying
it would
it.
look
A
like.
bad kiss kills the mood, though.
Oh,
It's
totally.
bad.
Why would he do that?
It's not like he doesn't know how.
Oh.
It's just that I asked him if everything was okay, but he explained that, like, he didn't want to kiss with both lips until, like, he knew that we had a future.
Oh,
No.
okay. All right.
Are you joking?
I'm not joking at all.
That is I'm sorry. That is
So-
stupid.
Well, hey.
I don't mean to be mean,
Hey.
but like
Say that.
why one lip and not the
Come on.
other? What is the bottom is okay, but not the top? That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
It's
Full contact.
I mean, you've heard of just the tip. This is just the lip.
that is not the same thing,
Yeah, it
Jeffrey.
is.
And it wasn't even just that. Like, he takes it to the extreme in another way, like where he walked me to my car, and I thought he was going to hold my hand. I was totally fine with that, but he, like, linked pinkies with me instead.
Oh, because you gotta earn all 5 fingers, girl.
Wow.
Well, yeah, legit, like, that's like giving too much to me to hold my entire hand. You know what I mean? It's just
Oh.
kind of to the extreme.
Now I get
Okay.
it. If
Yeah.
he was,
You're saying that he's extra virgin.
yeah, if he was olive oil.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
There's got to be a separate website for that
man.
one.
All right. Well,
It's just so crazy because he's like, he said he wasn't waiting until marriage. He's just waiting to the right person.
well, I don't know. Maybe there's more logic to this than we're realizing. And there's one way to find that out, and that's by letting you know, Rebecca, that Troy has actually been on the other line listening, and he wants to talk to you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, he needs to hear this, Rebecca. Do not feel bad.
Troy, you there?
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi.
I wanted you to know I'm interested without doing too much.
I guess I'm just a little confused about the bottom lip kiss and not the holding hands. Like, I understand, like, we're virgins and we're going to stay that way, but kissing with both lips and holding hands is a completely different thing.
No, I know. I just wanted it to go the second date and maybe the third date to give you the top one before, you know? Like,
Okay.
Then why just
Right.
not kiss her? Like, why not just wait for the kiss until the second or third date? That's a totally normal thing. Nobody wants just the bottom lip.
Brooke, that's
It's
too
not...
fast. Pump the brakes.
I'm saying no kiss. No kiss is better than just the weird
Yeah, how do you
bottom
even have that?
slobbery lip.
I disagree. No kiss, she's going to start thinking I'm not interested at all, and then that falls apart.
I knew you were interested, but you threw me off with the whole kissing me with the bottom lip and the pinky thing.
The pinky thing, I want to defend myself. The pinky thing, I went for your whole hand. I missed.
Oh,
no.
no,
Oh.
this is good.
So
wait.
you would have given her more of your fingers if it was possible.
Dude, if we
Do the whole hand.
if
Let's
we
calm
lifted
down.
just that soundbite, it would really mean
No, I
something
mean, you
else.
know
what I mean, Troy. You know what I mean. You were saying you would have gone for the full handhold.
Yeah, I meant to, but it just like missed, and it got one finger.
Okay.
And at that point, I'd rather just keep it cute than like keep be weird if you keep moving your hand around and no.
I mean, Rebecca, did you find anything sexy about him?
He's very nice, and he is very attractive, and
Oh, yes,
he's
okay.
very intellectual. And so, I mean, I just was really thrown off because, what if something did happen and did take off, and do I have to wait like months for an actual full mouth kiss? You know what I mean?
Okay, so this is sounding pretty good right now. And I'd like to ask Rebecca, would you be willing to go out on one more date? We will pay for it.
I think yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Yay! That's good.
Thank you for clarifying, and I'm glad. I'm very happy right now.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
happy for you, bro.
Yeah, it's a virgins only success.
Yay!
My first ever.
There's a million websites where you can meet people to date now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
It's not even an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Almost any of them.
Yeah.
You can turn it into a
Right.
dating site.
I mean, you have the normal ones, but you also have things like Hot Sauce Passions.
Dude, I gotta get on
Is
there.
that real?
That is.
Oh my gosh, I need to get on there.
There's gluten-free singles
Makes sense.
Okay.
and one called Marry Me Already.
Whoa.
What? What's that one?
Brooke, isn't that where you met your husband?
Very funny, Jeffrey.
Oh,
No?
she's married. It's a monthly
No.
subscription.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yours was Marry Me Now or I'm Leaving This Old Country Buffet.com. Whatever it was. We've heard a lot of unusual ones on the show, but yesterday we actually had another listener who emailed us saying he met a woman at another niche dating site,
Okay.
one that I didn't know existed. The guy's name is Troy. So Troy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
Oh my God.
We're
I'm
doing
so
good.
curious, but first I want to know,
I
is it your
know.
first niche dating site that you've ever ventured onto?
Yeah, I mean, I tried the regular dating sites a little bit, and this was my first time trying the more specific category.
Okay. So tell us
Okay.
where you met your date.
Yeah, we met on Virgins Only.
Okay.
Virgins only.
That's good.
That's definitely niche.
Okay.
Is that like
None
people,
of us-
is that people from Virginia?
No,
Yeah.
none of us here are allowed on that dating site. I
I mean, how do you know? How can you
Prove that?
verify that?
Oh my gosh.
Do you need to do like an examination?
I hope not.
would say. I would assume it's just an honor system, right?
Yeah, it's an honor system, and I mean, being a virgin for a long time, it's not something I could imagine someone wanting to pretend to be if they're not.
I could imagine a lot of guys wanting to pretend to be a virgin to meet some,
Totally.
anyway.
So does that mean like in the future it's totally off the table too until you get married, or where are you at with that?
It's not like a religious thing, but it's like I was taught when I was young to save myself for that one person, someone special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I felt the same exact way up until I was 17. And then
Me too, though.
I had a very different view.
I kid you, I went to private Catholic school, dude. I was like, girls want to kiss. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, we can't.
It's not
The Lord is
special.
Oh my God,
watching.
how much you have changed, Jose.
I know. Now I'll kiss anyone. Get over here,
All right.
bro.
Or anything.
So you matched with someone on Virgins Only. What is her name?
Her name's Rebecca.
Okay.
Okay.
So it did not go well at the beginning.
Oh. Okay.
Why?
We met up in a mall parking garage just to be around other people, you know?
Yeah.
Most people would pick like a coffee shop to be in public, not like
That's
a,
where I think I'm gonna get kidnapped.
right,
In the
a
garage.
dark parking garage.
There was
Let's
an
not
abandoned-
go anywhere sketchy. Let's meet up in a dark alley. Okay?
Right. Okay. So what happened?
Well, it was going to just be like, we'll both park our cars there, say hi, make sure I'm not giving her get in my van vibes or whatever, and then we'd like...
What are the options on this virgin dating site?
Yeah.
Why are you so scared?
Well, I get it. I think he's just being extra cautious.
I guess.
And then from there, we'd like drive to like a restaurant. But that was the plan, right? But I locked my keys in my car.
Oh, no.
We had to wait in her car until AAA got there.
Oh, no.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's not a good start.
Yeah.
Bad start, but it like worked out because we started talking and like really hit it off.
Good. Okay.
All
Give
right.
you time to chat.
Yeah, making lemonade at 11.
Yeah, because like you know, I've talked to a couple of girls on the phone from Virgin Only, and like it's always weird because all it ever devolves into the conversation. It's like talking about each other's virginity. It just ends up being weird.
Yeah.
I would assume that would be a real central talking point.
Yeah.
How much can you say? So
I mean,
what have you
I don't
done?
know.
And
Like-
why are you letting it define yourself so much? I'm glad you have hobbies outside of not doing that.
Well, to be fair, like when it hasn't happened for you yet, you tend to think about it a lot.
I'm sure.
That's
Oh,
You kind of build it
we
up
were
in
all
your
16
head.
once.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
So wait, what did you guys connect over?
Yeah, so Rebecca didn't do any of that like talking about virginity stuff. I liked it. You know, she just seemed normal. And we were just talking nicely, what TV shows we've watched, what books we've read, you know, like...
Okay, did the date ever move anywhere beyond the front seat of her car?
Yeah, so once AAA got there, I was like, hey, what do you want to do? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, do you want to just go get food at my place?
Oh, that is very forward, sir.
No, not when you're a virgin, it's not.
Okay.
She knows nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, generally I like cooking, so it's easier for me than going to a restaurant anyway.
All right.
Sweet.
She said sure, and like, you know, being a virgin, as an adult, it's tough. And I want to make moves, but I'm trying to resist. So I try to take my mind off it, you know. So we're at my place. I put on Charlotte's Web on DVD.
Oh.
Interesting pick.
What did she say to that?
That'll keep her off you.
Yeah. That'll work.
Yeah, but I did that on purpose. You know, there's nothing sexy about Charlotte's Web. It's a good escape. I lose myself in the story.
What was the vibe, though? I'm sorry. I'm just imagining if I was a virgin, I would still want, like, adult time.
We had some adult time when the movie was over.
Okay.
Oh, what's
There we
up?
go.
What does that mean?
Well, she said she had to go, and we had a kiss, and that was nice.
Dude,
Oh.
all right.
Did you go in, or did she make the first move?
I think it was both. We, like, kind of looked at each other, you know.
Oh, I love
Okay.
those.
Yes, so after the kiss, I walked her to her car, and now it's been almost a week, and she hasn't returned any of my texts. So I'm just trying to figure out where I went wrong, you know.
It may not be something you did, but I mean, it is strange that she wouldn't call you back after a kiss.
Yeah.
The kiss could have been too much for her. I know it sounds
No.
funny, but
Yeah.
I think not enough, but
Well, is the porridge too hot or is the porridge too cold? We'll
Yeah.
find out. We're
We
going to
don't
play
know.
a song, call Rebecca, and we'll try and get your second date Virgin Edition.
ooh, special.
Okay, we'll
We'll
do it
be
right.
gentle.
Yeah, right after this.
Thank you.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The woman on the phone for a second date update today met the dude that she wants to call in a very unconventional place. She met him at jury duty.
shut up.
right.
That's crazy.
She was on jury, he was on trial.
No,
way.
that is
She
not.
would toss him a wink and a smile every once in a while, and then, oh, looks like it's a hung jury. They needed 12 to convict, but only 11 went along with it. Get it? A hung jury.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to maybe go out for some drinks later? What do you think?
Okay.
That's actually, I don't think how it happened at all, but
Yeah.
in her email, it said that they met during jury duty, so let's ask her about it. Hey, Melissa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So was the guy a criminal, and that's how you guys went out on your date?
No. No, we were both jurors.
Oh.
Well, that's too bad. Really ruins the sexual innuendo
Yeah,
jokes,
I
too.
know.
I know.
That sucks.
Sorry.
Yeah,
All right,
boring.
So you guys had jury duty together. That's an interesting way to meet somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and you may be the only person ever to have enjoyed jury duty because
I
of it.
know.
Yeah. Only person I met on mine was like this really surly old lady, and I was attracted to her, but she did not want to go out with me.
It's weird. You always getting turned down by the best of them.
So tell us a little bit about this guy. What's his name, first of all?
His name is Mark.
Mark. Okay, and what did you like about Mark?
Well, I mean, I was definitely attracted to him. He was really, really nice. He had brown eyes, which are like my absolute favorite, and curly hair, and he wore glasses, and just really, really cute. And he asked me to lunch every day.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, that's
Were they
kinda
actual
fun.
like dates, or was it just that you were the cool one on the jury that he wanted to hang out with?
I mean, I don't know. They felt like dates because, I mean, like there were more women on the jury. It wasn't like I was the only one, you know. So he definitely specifically asked me.
Right.
So we went out every day. We talked a lot, and we kind of discussed the trial, but we also talked about our personal lives and felt like I got to know him and he got to know me.
Oh my God. I would have shown up for the first day with like no makeup and some sweatpants on. And then by the third day of jury duty, it'd be, well, look at these tight little pants and my makeup and my hair is all done.
Yeah, I was definitely looking a little better by the end of the trial, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, you look so different from the first day I met you.
Just a little bit.
He's not calling you back, though. I mean, did you guys go on a date after your jury stuff?
Not after, but we had talked about during one of our lunches that we would like to get together after the trial. So we definitely have plans to get together, and we exchanged numbers and everything. So I was waiting for him to call me after, the trial ended, and he hadn't. So I sent him a text, and he didn't respond.
And there's no way you could have gotten something confused where for him it was a friendly lunch and for you it was a little bit more.
No, it was definitely not casual. Like, he was flirting with me. I mean, like, he would, like, touch my leg and stuff.
Okay.
We were sitting at the bar. He would make a joke, and then, like, it was just, flirty touch me.
So
Okay.
he'd like make a joke and then just grab your thigh and stare at you.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Super sexy. Yeah. And it's been how long since you sent him a text message?
It's been about a week.
About a week.
And
okay.
you've heard nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing.
All right. Well, play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The police, who investigate crime, and the jurors, who go on their lunch break and try to bone.
Yeah.
These
yours.
are their stories. Welcome to another edition of Law & Order Second Date Update Unit, starring Melissa and Mark. If you missed the first part, Melissa is on the phone. She wants to call Mark today. They actually had jury duty together, went to lunch every single day, very, very flirty, even made plans to go out after the case was over. But since then, she has not received a call from him. She's tried texting him to get together and nothing. It's been over a week now, and she wants to get him on the phone and find out why he's not calling her back. Melissa, are you ready?
I'm ready.
And you didn't notice anything on any of your lunch dates with him that maybe, I don't know, changed the atmosphere between you two?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the only thing, I said that I liked unicorns and rainbows, but I don't think that would have, I don't know. I don't think that would have been like.
But you don't think
a deal
unicorns?
breaker.
You don't think unicorns are real or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
You could see how that might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had things like that go down in the past on a second date update, so I wouldn't put it past you. Just be like, no, we argued for hours about the fact that unicorns do exist out in the wild. All right, I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can find out what the problem is, okay?
All right, thanks, guys.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Mark.
I'm speaking.
Is this Mark who served jury duty just about a week ago?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm from the district attorney's office, and I need to speak with you about something.
I don't think you can say that.
No.
What's going on?
My name is actually Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay.
Close to the same thing.
What is this? What's happening?
Well, it's a segment that we do on our show called the Second Date Update. And one of our listeners actually emailed us to get a hold of you. Her name is Melissa. And you two had jury duty together.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yep. And you guys went to lunch like every day that you had jury duty, right?
Yeah, why do you know that?
Why I know it? I'll tell you why I know it. I know it because we talked to Melissa. And she's really confused because she said that you guys were flirty, going out to lunch every day, and she thought you guys were going to actually have a date after the case was over, and now you're not calling her back. So she wanted to see if we could get you on the phone and ask why.
Oh, man.
Is there a reason that you're not calling her back? Did you not like her?
No. That's the complete opposite. Like, I just fell for this girl, man, like hard.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it was one.
Wow.
Wait.
If you liked her that much, then why would you not return her text message or her phone call?
Because I don't trust myself around her, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's such a line of BS. What does that mean? Are you married or something?
No, I'm not married. It wasn't anything like that. Like, I realized that, like, it probably wasn't great for me to be around her. Like,
how though? What do you mean?
She she didn't do this intentionally, but she like inadvertently changed my vote for this trial.
What?
Whoa.
And after like I got back and I was like, oh my God, like I just put this dude away when I didn't really believe that he was guilty, because she did, and we were talking, and it was just like, oh no, yeah, totally, completely. I know, I agree with you, of course, you know. And I oh man, yeah, dude. I didn't.
So she told you. Okay, sorry, you're confusing me a little bit. So you voted that this guy was guilty, but you didn't think he was guilty because of her.
Yeah, I can't really explain it, to be honest with you. I mean, she's so beautiful, my God, and she's so smart. I feel like I would do anything for her.
Whoa.
And that terrifies me.
Man,
Usually that's a good thing.
Yeah,
where people are like, man, you're amazing. I would do anything for you, but you feel like.
Listen, if she can convince me to convict an innocent dude, what else could she convince me of, you know?
Oh, I'm sure that guy would be totally understanding. Like, hey, listen, I had the hots for this girl.
Don't worry.
Sorry about that whole locked up thing.
And I didn't call her.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. It was love. Happy 5 to 10. I feel so incredibly guilty about the whole thing. I mean, this girl is amazing. If you talk to her, just please tell her there's nothing that she did. There's not like
Okay, I don't even have to tell her that. You can.
I told you I don't want to talk to her.
No, I mean that she's on the other line listening right now and wants to talk to you. So
are you serious?
Yeah, you've actually already kind of told her what the problem is.
Really, Mark? Of all the things, that's the reason?
Oh my, this is so awkward.
I didn't force you to vote one way or the other. You just asked me my opinion, and I gave it to you. I don't understand how that can make you feel like you don't want to see me again.
I know you didn't try and do anything. I know, but based on what you're saying, you convinced me to change my vote, and I changed my vote, and it's like this guy is behind bars now, and if I saw your face again, it would just make me think back to that moment, and I would feel like I put an innocent man behind bars because of you, and I just I couldn't deal with that.
Wow.
What?
It's not even like a big case. I mean, it's not, he'll be in jail for a month. It wasn't like the sentence was that harsh.
It's not like you sentenced somebody to death.
Melissa obviously thought he was guilty. So, I mean, there's the other side of the argument, too.
It doesn't matter. It's already said and done. It's over, you know? And, like, this guy's behind bars right now who knows what's happening to him in there because of me, and I can't deal with... No, I can't deal with that guilt.
He's probably in like a minimum security prison. I mean, he's probably like in county downtown. He'll probably be out in about an hour for, overpopulation. Like, I'm sure it's not that bad.
That doesn't matter. There's a guy behind bars because of me.
And 10 other people. There were 10 other people that
Yeah, it's not just you.
I was the deciding vote. I had a vote on this man's life, and I screwed it up.
This man's life.
Melissa, are you still attracted to Mark after all this?
I think I'd prefer someone with more of a backbone, to be totally honest.
Oh.
Yeah, you seem like kind of a pushover, Mark.
That's what I'm saying. I can't be around her. I know that.
Okay. So you don't want to be around her because you have no backbone and you would never be able to stand up for yourself.
Normally, I am. I'm a strong-willed person with a strong backbone, but even just hearing her voice, I turn into a jellyfish.
Okay.
Hey, Mark, I need somebody to pick up my dry cleaning. Can you do that for me?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't want to, but I probably would.
In that case, Mark, would you like to go out on another date with Melissa? We will pay for a second date.
I mean, yes and no.
Yes and no. I guess the decision is all Melissa at this point. Melissa, do you want to go out with Mark again? It's your call.
Say no.
Yes, but I want him to pay for it, not you guys.
Dude, Melissa, I feel like you're going to use your powers for evil.
Yeah.
Harness
Well,
them
now
for
that
good.
I know I have them, I must.
Oh, I'll do whatever you want. Let's just get this over with then.
Oh my God.
Wait, are you saying you'll go out with Melissa again?
I have no choice.
Okay, and Melissa, you actually do want to go out with him again? I need to make sure.
Yeah.
I've never been put in this position before. Yeah, I'd love to.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, Melissa. You got yourself a second date.
Oh, man.
Woohoo!
And an indentured servant for life, I think.
Oh, what have I done?
Oh my God.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Got a text in at 78592 that says, I don't know what kind of mind control powers Melissa has, but I will do anything for her as well. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. Melissa wanted to call a guy named Mark. They've actually served jury duty together, and she was wondering why he wasn't calling back. They enjoyed their time together. They agreed to go out on a date, but we got him on the phone and found out the reason he wasn't calling back was because Melissa controls him and his every move. He said that he didn't want to vote guilty for the guy that was on trial, but because she thought the guy was guilty, he voted guilty.
And she didn't ask him to vote guilty.
No.
He just did it, and then he assumed that that means that everything Melissa would ever ask him to do, he would do it. He had no backbone when it came to her, so he didn't want to see her again just to try to preserve himself because he knows that he can't control himself. No matter what Melissa wants, he will do it.
Which kind of told us what he was going to say at the end when you asked if he wanted a second date.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They are apparently going to go out again. He says that he knows it's not a good idea and he probably shouldn't go out with her because he can't trust himself.
But
Melissa said, Mark, you're going out with me. So he said, okay, I'm going on a date with you.
I think he's doing some chores for her, too, around the house.
Yeah.
You know, picking up the dry cleaning, vacuuming, dishes.
Yeah, whatever Melissa wants, Mark is going to do it for her. Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person that didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Not a lot of people know this about me, but if I go out on a date with somebody and it's a good date, I will wait an hour or so after, and then I will call them to thank them for the date, and I had a good time and everything else.
Hold on. You'll actually call?
I actually call the number.
You don't, text?
No, I call to say thank you.
I didn't even know you knew how to do that.
Standard thing. Well, I don't really talk to them. I just call, and then I block the number, and when they answer, I just go, and if she knows it's me calling to say thank you in the special way that I do, then we'll go out again because we obviously click. If she doesn't know it's me, no big deal. I'm sure I'll see her again at some point. So,
so weird.
Not worried about it. But Bruce, who is on the phone today and wants to do a second date update, is very confused why his date's not calling him back because apparently after they went out, he called her to say thank you. They had a good conversation, and now she's not calling him back at all. I'm curious, Bruce, do you do the call the same way I do?
Please say no.
No, man.
Try it next time. Women love heavy breathing in the phone.
Yeah, I'll definitely be sure to try that.
Okay, cool. First of all, tell us a little bit about how you met the girl that you want to call today.
Well, her name's Madison. We met online. You know, I've done it a few times. If you guys
tampered with the online dating.
Craigslist, yeah.
Craig, that's not online dating, Jubal.
Yeah, it's weird. Most of
That's
people
just-
want you to pay them.
Yeah, that's weird, right? Usually you pay services.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I went through eHarmony.
Oh, okay.
I know it's supposed to be
legit.
That's another pay site, too, much like Craigslist, you know?
Not really, but
No?
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, eHarmony, that's where most people look that I've researched on, I guess, to look for more serious kind of relationships.
Oh, so you're looking for a serious thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of done with the whole bachelor lifestyle, I guess.
And is that something that you say right off the gate, like, I'm looking for something serious?
I tend to wait till I actually meet the person, and we kind of fill each other out, kind of where we stand with that. But I do tend to look for girls who fit that profile.
And did you think that Madison fit that profile?
I did. I mean, I met a few girls online before. They didn't really work out. Some people are just in it for the reasons I'm not into, which...
Just cheap sex and fun, Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So what was it about Madison that made her stand out?
She has a really, really fun personality. Even before meeting her, she just you can kind of see it from a distance. And then as she gets up closer, she's just beautiful.
Were you following her around before you met her? Because that's what it sounds like.
No, like her profile pictures, again, it was, I mean...
Well, just the way you said from a distance, I pictured you, like, looking through a window with binoculars, and you're like, and then once I brushed her arm when I walked past her in the coffee shop, then I noticed that she did have a fun personality.
No, I mean, how it was, everyone pretty much looks good in their profile picture.
Okay, that's what you meant. All right.
So, yeah, then we met up at a bar. She was just... she was just beautiful. She didn't cake on makeup. How some girls, especially on first dates, I swear, like to go overboard, and you're not sure which is their face or, or how deep it goes.
How deep does that makeup? I usually just reach across the table and try to scratch it off at that point just to see. Do you feel like you guys really clicked together?
Absolutely. Yeah. Conversation was easy the entire time. And we both joked about the whole online thing. And how it's just kind of a crapshoot.
How did everything end with you guys?
The date lasted a few hours. When it was time to go, I just kind of asked her if I could call her to hang out again, or go out. And she gave me a really big smile and said, absolutely. Wow. So based on that, I decided to take it upon myself to lean in, and I kind of just gave her a little kiss. Nothing too aggressive.
Not too aggressive. Grab the back of her head. Get over here.
Yeah. No, it seemed like it was right. It's kind of that lull silence, I guess, after a little bit of laughter, I guess. So it just, again, it seemed like almost like a movie.
She sounds like quite the catch.
Yeah.
I mean, she was. All the way home, I just couldn't stop thinking about the date. I kept replaying everything in my head. And so, as I pulled in my garage, I thought to call her, and I just thanked her again for the date and how amazing it was, and that I'd really like to go out again, and if she would like to as well. She reciprocated that and was really excited that I called, and we set plans for the next Friday.
So that conversation went cool, but yet she's not getting back to you for a second date.
Yeah, man, that's why I'm so confused. Ever since we made that plan, I really haven't heard anything.
Do you think that she's getting like hit up left and right and maybe found a better option online?
That's kind of what I'm afraid of. But to really just not text or anything and just to drop with the night we did have, at least some closure would be nice.
Yeah, and especially if you guys already made plans, so you didn't set your Friday night aside and then she just doesn't get back to you.
Exactly.
Huh.
Interesting. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Right on. Thanks, guys.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Bruce is on the phone with us. He's currently experiencing one of the most frustrating things in dating. He went out with a girl. They had a great date, seemed to click on every level. Even after the date, they made plans to go out on another date, like scheduled plans. And then she just stopped talking to him. And she wasn't a total dog face, which is nice, too. She was attractive. So Bruce is trying to figure out why she's not calling him back. All right, Bruce, we're about to give her a call and find out. You ready?
Yeah, I am.
What's the best case scenario for you in this?
That she was really busy or she lost her phone.
Okay.
I'm praying she lost her phone.
Yeah. And she couldn't hop on the internet to contact you via Facebook or eHarmony where you guys met. There's she dropped off the grid for a little while. Maybe she's homeless and we find that out.
Oh, thank
and there was
God.
no way to get a hold of you. That's the only thing that I can think could be good in this scenario.
All right.
All right. Prepare for the worst, I think is what they're saying.
Here we go, man. I'm going to dial the phone number right now.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Madison, please?
This is she.
Hello, Madison. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From where? I'm sorry.
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show?
You're looking for Madison?
Yes, I am. I'm calling you today because we recently got an email about you.
Okay.
It was from somebody that you went out on a date with. His name is Bruce.
Okay.
And Bruce told us a little bit about your date, and he's very curious why you just kind of stopped talking to him. So he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
Okay. It's kind of awkward.
It's kind of awkward.
Understandable.
Yeah, this is a very awkward thing, but Bruce really wants to know if he did something wrong on your date. He had nothing but nice things to say about you. But he also said that you made plans with him to go out, like the next Friday after you guys had your date, and then you just bailed.
I mean, that just kind of happened. I do apologize, and I feel bad.
Hey, Madison, have you ever had somebody do that to you where you're really kind of into them and you want to go out with them again, they just stop talking to you?
Yes.
It's pretty frustrating, right?
It is. It is. I do understand. It is very frustrating.
So then...
And I do apologize.
Okay, well, don't you think it'd be cool to, like, let Bruce know why you blew him off?
I guess I can explain to you. I just would feel like I would hurt his feelings.
Okay.
So I don't want him to know.
Well, you can tell us, and then we'll figure out a way to tell him where it doesn't hurt his feelings.
Yeah, and relay the message gently.
Okay.
Okay, so we had a good time. He was very nice, and when the date finished, he called me back, and he just, said thank you, and that was actually really nice. I really appreciated that. So we talked on his way home, and then he got home and proceeded to get off the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if, obviously, I highly doubt he knows he did this, and I am in the wrong for this a little bit too, but he didn't hang up.
Uh-huh.
And
so you stayed on. Anytime anybody does that to me, by the way, I stay on the phone the whole time too, just to listen
do?
for a little bit, just to see what they're doing.
You guys are such voyeurs.
I want to catch somebody being like pervy or something, you know?
It wasn't pervy. I
Oh,
wasn't
damn.
being the perv. I just, I was just kind of curious, I guess.
For sure.
What did you hear?
Well, at first, I just heard rustling, and I was like, oh, okay, he's home. And then I heard a guy's voice. And I was like, ooh, he's going to have a conversation. That's when I was like, I'm definitely listening. He said to the guy, I just went on a date. I'm going to marry that girl.
Oh, that's really cute.
Or really creepy.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
because it's
It goes
all
one of two ways. Like
on.
Brooke is practically ready to slide off her seat right now, and Jose's like, "Whoa, that's creepy."
It freaked me out. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so that's why I've been avoiding him, because I don't think that you can tell if you're going to marry somebody after one date.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
you
you just
can't,
feel
but
feel
other
like it
people
was
could.
you feel like it was too much.
Too soon.
Yeah, way too much. And granted, like I had a great time with him. It was fun. But when, like the first thing that he says when he gets home is, I'm going to marry that girl. It's like, what?
But the thing is, you couldn't see his face. You don't know.
Brooke's trying so hard for like the storybook love tale thing
Dude,
right now.
seriously, I think some people can tell after the first date, and I think you're you could have found like the coolest guy you'll ever meet.
Or you could have found a stage 5 clinger. It all depends how you interpret it. This is how she's interpreting it. I mean, that's how it made her feel.
Should be mutual, right?
But that's the risk of dating, right? They're always either clingers or romantics.
Yeah, and that's the vibe that she got from this dude, obviously, that he's a clinger right away.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly the vibe that I got. And, like, hey, that's fine for you maybe, but not for me. I want somebody to want to get to know me first.
Before you talk about marriage, all right. Well,
Exactly.
Madison, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll make sure to let Bruce know in the nicest way possible.
Okay, I hope that helps.
All right, and the only nice way I can think of is to let you know that he's on the other line and just heard that.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, I am. Bruce, say hi to Madison.
Hi, Madison. Madison, I can't believe you actually heard that.
Yeah.
I'm at a complete loss for words.
Do you remember saying that to whoever you were talking? Who were you talking to, by the way, Bruce?
Yeah, I was talking to my roommate.
Okay.
I walked in, and my roommate, kind of was sarcastic, being like, "Yo, dude, how'd the date go?" So I thought of the first thing that was on top of my head. I think I love her, man. I want to marry her, or something like that.
Crap. That's cool to say to your roommate, but you definitely don't want the person that you just went on a date with, first date, to hear that.
Madison, I really wish you would have let me know that you heard that, and we could have cleared some things up, but...
So, what, like, are you taking it back? do you not mean it anymore? Or what do you mean by that?
So, kind of what I meant was, where I was at with my excitement was, I could definitely see, things going, forward if that's, kind of how things were with us all the time, the more and more we started being together, and, I don't know, it might turn into love.
This is such an awkward thing to try to explain.
Madison, I mean, can't you give this guy a chance? I mean, I know that it's a lot of pressure, but haven't you ever just felt overwhelmed and maybe you exaggerated your feelings a little?
Yeah.
Sure, but I don't know. It's like hearing something that you're not supposed to. It's hard to come back from that because now it's on such a grounds of embarrassment.
Why don't we turn it into a joke?
Why don't we just forget it ever happened and turn it into a joke?
I mean, if it has to always be remembered, we did have a good time. We had an amazing time. It's actually one of the best dates that I've been on in years.
Bruce, I think you need to downplay it a little more. Don't call the date amazing. Don't call it awesome. Just be like, it was cool or whatever, Madison. I mean, I didn't really care too much. That sounds like what Madison is into.
Yeah.
Oh, Madison, stop being so scared of love. Yeah. Come on, Madison.
Oh, I'm not scared. I just, want to make smart decisions and not,
That's good.
But he could have said, like, horrible things about you. He could talk about, like, your boobs or your butt or how he wanted to bang you.
That happened after Madison hung up. I guarantee it.
Like, you actually found a sweet, caring man that really wants to find love someday. He's not saying it's necessarily with you right now.
No, I think he did say that.
Well, I'm just trying to help him out.
I don't know. That's like a lot of pressure. I mean, I'm still pretty young, so
all right.
That's it's always going to be like in the back of my head. Like,
well, sweet. Then we should send you guys out again. Madison, would you like to go on a second date with Bruce? I'll pay for it.
Oh my God!
Come on, Madison, give him one more shot.
Madison, I really wish it didn't happen, but it did. I'm definitely in it for take it date by date. I don't have a problem with that. I just got really excited about you as a person.
Oh.
So, Madison, will you go out one more time with me?
Hey, Madison, if you wouldn't have been such a snoop and listened in on his conversation, would you go out with him if you didn't hear what he said?
That's a good question.
I mean, I would have.
Okay.
I absolutely would have.
So it's your own fault.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, now.
So you should go out with him again.
Come on.
I mean, I feel so guilty about all of this. I mean, I guess I kind of owe it to you.
There you go.
You're saying yes?
Congratulations, Bruce. You got yourself a pity date.
I'm sorry, Bruce.
You know, I'll take it. I'll take it. Thanks. Yeah.
I'm excited to go out with you, Bruce. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I guess it's whatever.
Yeah. See, that's how you have to play
Oh,
it.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, I might be busy that night, but we'll see.
Thanks, Jubal.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Gross.
Like
Did I
that.
just- did I
Why'd you
just
say
that?
that?
Did I just say that? That's a weird comment.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
guess it'll make more sense when I explain to you where the guy who's on the phone for a second date update today met the girl that he wants to call. They met while giving blood. That's probably a better way to say it than just vats of blood. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, I was being unclear.
I thought we were actually going to talk to some vampires.
His name is Miles. Miles, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Not much. Thank you for your email. So it says that you met the girl you want to call while donating blood?
Yeah. Basically, I like to donate blood to my local hospital and stuff.
Okay. Was she a nurse? And every time she'd go to poke you with the needle, you'd play like, ooh, stop it, you silly.
Yeah, I wish, man. But
What is with all the nurse fantasies? Always, you guys.
Nurses are sexy.
You're not supposed to poke me. Silly.
The nurse was probably a 300-pound, 62-year-old woman. For all
Even
you guys
better.
know.
Oh, man, way to really fulfill that fantasy. All right. Sorry we got sidetracked again, Miles. Tell us about the girl that you met.
her name's Emily, and she was also donating blood, which was kind of cool. You know?
I could see how that'd be an easy conversation starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really hot, like nice hazel eyes and nice brown hair, and she was really cute. So I was like, you know, I did my little Mac thing, you know. I was just like, hey, so you're donating blood, you know?
Hey, so
wow. So
looks like you're donating some blood.
That
It's
is-
a good place to do that. Seems like you're a smart gal.
that is a Mac line if I've
Showed
ever
up
heard one.
to the right venue for that. Did you lay some sweet lines down on her like that, Miles?
Yeah, well, kind of, you know. I mean, I saw her, and she looked really nervous, and I was wondering why. And apparently it was her first time donating blood. So, you know, I wanted to smooth it out with her, so I wanted to calm her down, you know, because, you know, I'm a blood donating vet. You know, I've been doing it for, like, years.
Okay.
I feel like you should have a badge for that.
Yeah, but, you know, I calmed her nerves down. I just told her ins and outs, like, it's pretty clean and all that stuff. And that's when we started, like, clicking, and that's when we started talking. And it was really going good. So I was like, hey, afterwards, if you want, maybe we could, like, grab a cup of coffee, you know?
Okay.
And we did. We did. It was pretty cool. Great conversation. But, I don't know, like, she never got back to me, and I'm just curious why. You know?
So when you guys went to coffee, what did you guys talk about?
I mean, I was kind of loopy, all right? Like, I'll be honest, like, when I get blood drawn out of me, I'm just really like, ugh, you know? Like, I was kind of airy and stuff.
All right,
So is that why you enjoy giving blood so much?
You're like a zombie, I guess, is what it sounds like.
I don't know if it's like maybe I wasn't 100% aware, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm kind of worried about that.
If you knew you were going to be woozy and kind of an idiot after you gave blood, why did you ask her to coffee to begin with?
Think about it. Like, you know, you just met somebody donating blood, and he was like, hey, let me get your number. I mean, what's the success rate of getting called back, you know? So I figured, let me just try to sell myself to her, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah.
and so do you feel like you just didn't sell yourself well, and that's why she's not calling you?
No, I think I did. I mean, like, she told me to call her back. She was like, yeah, she was really positive. She showed me positive vibes. She showed me positive stuff. I mean, she said definitely call me so we could go out on a real date.
She said that.
So you guys went out for half an hour, had coffee. It was just normal, and she said call me, and now she's not responding to anything.
Well, all right. So I've been thinking about it since then, and this is the only thing I could think of that probably was, like, a trigger or something.
Okay.
I was talking to her about, like, donating blood, right, and how, like, cool it is and stuff, and how, like, it's great, it's positive. But I also told her how, like, I think it's really cool, like, when you donate blood, how like you're watching the blood go through like the tubes and stuff. Like it's kind of surreal. Like you kind of look like you feel like a cyborg or something. Like like the blood to the machine and like.
Whoa!
And, like,
Is it weird that I kind of get that? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. When I donate blood, I think the same thing. Like, whoa, that was in my body, and now it's not, and it's going to go into somebody else's body, and that's crazy.
All right, you're both weird.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I kind of feel like an android, I think life-giving figure, you know? But it seems like she felt the opposite. Like, she kind of cringed when I brought that up. Like, ew, really? Like, if I'm some type of weird vampire dude or some stuff like that. I don't know.
So maybe you creeped her out by saying how much you like watching the blood come out of your body.
I mean, when you phrase it like that.
And how many times have you tried to call her since your little date?
Just twice. I tried contacting her. Once by calling, and then I just sent her a text, and then I stopped. It's been over a week.
Do you think maybe she could have donated all the blood in her body and
Yeah, that's it, Jubal. That's
like
good.
they took too much and she's not with us anymore?
Oh, that'd be sad.
They're just like, they like literally dehydrated
Yeah.
her.
She looks like an empty Capri Sun packet. Just all the liquids are gone. She's on the floor of the place right now. Well, I hope that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, neither, yeah.
All right, Miles. We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
All right, man, thanks.
Yeah, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Coming soon to a theater near you. Miles. Normal guy from the city, a little rough around the edges, not scared to pour his heart out or his veins either. Emily. Cute and timid and her first time at a blood bank. How would these two crazy kids navigate this world together? Who knows? In the unexpected smash hit comedy of the year. How do you spell love? We spell it with a capital O positive. That's right. It's Miles and Emily in the feel-good hit of the year, Love at First Prick. Welcome back to your second date update. If you couldn't tell by that recap, Miles is on the phone, and today he wants to call a girl named Emily. They actually met at the blood bank. They were both donating blood together, and afterward they went for coffee. He says that they had a great time, but now she's not calling him back. They had coffee for about a half an hour. She left. She also said, hey, call me so we can go out again. He's tried that. It's been over a week, and he hasn't heard anything from her.
I'm actually confused on this one for you because not only did she give you like a super positive message at the end of your date, but you're a guy who obviously wasn't just out trolling for chicks at a blood bank. Like, you weren't trying to play her or anything. You're actually doing some good for the community.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I do good things, so.
Okay.
All right.
That was to the point.
Well, we'll see if we can get her on the phone and find out why she's not calling you back. All right, man?
All right, let's do this.
Here we go. I'm going to dial her phone number.
Hello?
Hi, is Emily there?
This is she?
Hey, Emily, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Jubal from the blood bank.
No.
What's that laughing in the background?
Laughing? I don't hear any laughing. Are you feeling okay after donating blood? Because I don't hear any laughing.
Give her a break.
Now there's a woman on the phone. What's going
Yeah,
on?
there's
Emily.
3 people on the phone.
Yeah, hi.
How are you?
I'm a little confused.
Okay, that's normal. This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
Okay. Why are you calling me?
Well, I'm calling you because you recently met somebody. His name is Miles.
Uh-huh.
And Miles sent us an email because he told us how you guys met at the blood bank. And he told us all about having coffee after. And he said that he really liked you and he was hoping to go out again, but now you're not returning his phone calls.
Yeah, I'm not returning his phone calls. But why are you guys calling me?
Well, because Miles listens to our radio show, and we do a segment called the Second Date Update. So Miles asked for our help figuring out why you don't want to go out with him again.
Okay, I guess it's as simple as I'm not interested. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, but why would you? I mean, he sounds like a pretty nice guy.
Well, okay, honestly, like he was nice when we first interacted before we gave blood, but it just went downhill from there. And so I'm just not interested. He's just not the guy for me.
How you say it went downhill? How did it go downhill? Because according to him, everything was fine.
Well,
He asked me out for coffee afterwards, and I was like, yeah, sure. So, you know when you give blood, how you've got that little cotton ball, like, wrapped around your arm?
Yeah.
So we're walking down the street, and, like, literally every single person from, like, the 5 storefronts from where we're giving blood to the coffee shop, he's like, check out my arm. Isn't that look cool? It's so great. Look, I just gave blood.
Wait, he's saying that to people that you're passing on the street or to you?
Yes, to everybody.
He's just shouting at people that he gave blood.
Right. Like, it just came off as a braggart. Yeah. Like, you know, was just using every excuse to be like, look how great I am. I've donated blood.
All right.
I'm a saint.
So you don't feel like he was donating blood to actually help out? He was just donating.
Right. It was more to get attention for himself.
Gotcha. Oh, no.
It's not even that. It gets worse. So we go into the coffee shop, and he orders his coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, like, he paid for mine, which was nice. You know, I'm going to give him props for that. Sure. But when the barista's like, what name can I put on here? He's like, the donator.
No.
He
did not
serious?
say that.
Yeah, and the barista's like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, the donator, and then points to his arm where the little cotton swab is, and is like, I just came from donating blood, so I'm really going to need this coffee to help get my energy up because, you know, I need to help people.
The
He
donator.
had to have been, I mean, it had to have been a joke.
Well, that's what I thought. Like, I was just like, you know, because he was kind of like going on, and so I was like, well, this is just a joke. Like, he's just doing this because he knew that I was nervous. But it, like, was relentless. Like, he's talking to all these strangers on the street. He's telling the barista to give him the name The Donator on his coffee cup.
It sounds like a superhero. Yeah. The donator.
Kind of is. Jubal saving lives, maybe.
Well, clearly he thinks he's a superhero.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wonder how we talk to the donator.
I don't
Is
know.
it like some sort of a syringe signal or something we put up in the air? I don't know.
Well, that's why I'm avoiding talking to him, because I just don't know how to talk to the donator.
Okay, well, I can tell you how to talk to the donator, Emily, because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Hi, Emily.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's the donator.
All right, guys. Can I explain that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think everybody wants you to.
I want to hear it.
I'm doing good here. I'm helping out people. Like, I want to let people know that, you know, I'm doing a cool deed, you know? If I don't talk about it to everybody, how will they know to do it too? Huh? I mean, come on.
Spread the
Good
word.
question.
So it's kind of like a PSA.
Yeah, you know, like I'm a superhero, the donator. It's kind of a joke, but it's also like, you know, there's facts and jokes too, you know? So I just want to help people out.
Okay.
Miles, that is such a turnoff. And it.
How's that a turnoff?
Because you're putting people in a position of then all of a sudden have to be like, wow, congratulations, way to go for being a good human being, instead of you
What's
just
wrong with that?
being, because it's cocky and it's arrogant. Like,
It's confidence. What's wrong with confidence? What's wrong with confidence of, like, doing a good
confidence
deed?
and cocky. You know what? Do you remember you asking me? I will never forget this. This is so disgusting, you guys. Do you remember what you said? You asked me, where do you want your blood to go? You're like, well, I hope my blood goes to some f***ing sicko so he can turn his life around.
What?
Exactly.
Do you say
Is that not psychotic?
I don't get it. Like,
to me, it sounded like he was probably wanting to, like, help some drug addict, and he thought that his blood would somehow morph this person into being sober.
No. See, you don't get it. I meant a sicko. You know, like someone who's sick out there that needs blood. I don't know. There's all these types of diseases and all these sickos out there. They need, like, healthy blood. There's, like, a good red-blooded American like me.
A good red blood.
oh, God.
Hey, I'm not trying to offend anybody, all right? I'm just trying to help people, all right? Okay. What's wrong with that? I don't get it. Because I'm trying to help people with my healthy blood. I just want to help out a sicko, okay? That's what I do. That's what I try to do. That's what I do. I help out sickos. Be healthy.
But I feel like the choice of words is not the best, Miles.
You make it sound like you have, like, magic blood in your veins, like this super healing, wonderful power that is above regular human beings, that your blood is so much better than anybody else's blood, and therefore if anybody gets your blood in their body, oh my goodness, all their woes are fixed because Miles donated blood. Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah, I do believe that. I do have great blood. Last time I donated blood, they were complimenting me, saying that my blood was probably the best blood they had all day.
Do they actually say? I haven't been able to donate blood because I've had tattoos, but
I think so.
Do they compliment your blood?
If you have like a universal blood type, it can go to help a lot of different people.
Yeah, that's what he said. My red blood cells were through the roof. My white blood cells are amazing. So I just want to help out sickos out there, okay? Like, people need, like, good blood cells.
Emily, I gotta say, there's something kind of lovable about Miles. Really? I mean, if
why
you
don't
guys
you go out with him?
Well, I don't want to go out with him. I could see where the blood thing got a little obnoxious. But if you guys had met under different circumstances where he wasn't praising himself the entire time, do you think that you would have still been attracted to him?
I mean, is he even capable of not praising himself the whole time? I mean, we had this great interaction up top before we gave blood, and then it just all went downhill. And even talking to him now, it's still all about him. And it's like been 5 minutes of knowing this guy.
I think it's a lot about sickos too, personally. But
Well, hey, it's not just about me, Emily. It's also about you. You should take pride in your blood. Your blood is good. It's healthy. You're in the same boat as me. So don't act like you're better than me.
I'm not saying that I'm better than you, but I don't need to brag. You just do a good deed because that is the reward in itself.
Wait.
Gold
This is your
star
first
or
time donating blood, right? It's your first time donating blood? I've donated blood like over 12 times.
Whoa. Miles, that's crazy, man.
He's
That's
on a
awesome.
dozen, man.
You know what, Miles? You are so right. Like, you are just phenomenal and amazing, and you only deserve the best blood to be in a woman that you're choosing to date. And I just don't have that because I've only donated one time. I'm not a 12-time donator.
You're not worthy.
Yeah.
So I'm just not, I don't think I'm the girl for you. I don't think I'm good enough for you.
Well, Emily, let's get an official answer on that because I have to ask this question first. Emily, would you like to go out on a second date with Miles? We will pay for it.
You know, I just think I'm not good enough for him. I think I'm going to have to pass.
You know what? I get you're being sarcastic. I get you're just trying to look cool on the radio, but you can't tell me we didn't have a great connection while we're talking.
No, we did not bond. We did not have good times. You had a good time fluffing your ego and talking about yourself and getting attention for donating blood. It was not good, comfortable for me at all. I was nervous. And you made things weird.
You made things weird.
I'm weird. I'm weird. I'm saving lives, honey. So, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. This is honestly, if I was sick and I needed some blood, I would not want that guy's blood. For fear that it would make me an arrogant a-hole, too. If you missed today's second date update, this dude named Miles wanted to call a girl named Emily. They met at the blood bank. They were actually giving blood. It was her first time. He's done it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that she wasn't calling him back is after they donated blood, they're like, let's go down and get some coffee. And the whole way that they were walking to the coffee shop, he was bragging to people, just random strangers on the street, about how he just gave blood. He even asked for the barista to call him the donator when they called out his name, and he just couldn't stop bragging about how he gave blood and how awesome his blood is, and how he couldn't wait for some sicko to get his blood so that they could have his powerful blood.
It sounds like a pretty cool superpower, though.
It does.
Like the donator.
Donator. She decided that she did not want to go out with him again because he's a little arrogant.
At least he was arrogant about good things, I
Yeah,
suppose,
I mean, at least he's still giving blood.
Yeah, it's not like he's arrogant about his good looks or anything like that.
Just making sure that everybody knows he is the donator. Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person that didn't call you back. It is Friday, so that means Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week coming up in just a few minutes at 8:10.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A lot of romances start in the office. I know for me, I've had a year-long fling with my desktop computer here at work. We've become very close. At first, it was a little hesitant to search all of the things that I wanted it to search, but after a while, it was finding everything that I needed at full speed, and now I'm here all hours of the night, just hanging out with my desktop computer.
That is company property, sir.
I love that thing, and it loves me.
Man.
Don't love it anymore.
I bet IT loves you, too.
And Oscar is on the phone today to do a second date update, and apparently he also has an office romance, but unfortunately his office romance isn't as successful as mine and my computers.
Of course.
Because his office romance isn't calling him back. What's up, Oscar?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good, man.
Do you work in the same office every day with this girl?
Well, yeah, we're basically across the hall, you know.
Oh my gosh, awkward.
So that's awkward. And you guys went out on a date together?
Yeah, she started like a few months ago, you know.
Okay.
Oh, so she's new there.
Yeah, she's just super cute, you know, and she just got this like awesome laugh, and it sounds stereotypical, but like, I just kind of fell for her. And
Okay, wait. Before we get too far into this, how does your company feel about inter-office romance? Like, are you going to get in trouble?
it's a pretty loose office, so I mean, there are a couple people right now who are dating each other. So I mean,
Okay. It's almost like you work at a restaurant where everybody hooks up with everybody. That's what it sounds like to me. Every time I've ever worked at a restaurant, everybody's dating everybody. Okay. So how did you finally ask this girl out?
Well, ever since she started, like, it's been one moment after the other. I'm trying to find a way to ask her out, and, you know, there would always be something in the way, like she'd be talking to a coworker or something, and finally I was just minding my own business in the break room, and she was talking to another worker about she always wanted to go ice skating, but she's never gone. And
the next day you showed up at work with ice skating gear on. Like, oh, weird.
Fancy seeing you
I didn't know you were in ice skating at all. That's strange. I wear this stuff sometimes because you never know when an ice skating rink is going to just break out somewhere.
Very low key way of doing it.
It was close. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
So what'd you do? Interrupt your conversation with another coworker and said, "I'll take you ice skating."
No, I played it cool, and later in the day, I did find some time when she was by herself, and I went up to her, and I was just like, look, I overheard you that you wanted to go ice skating, and, you know, would you want to go with me? I can skate, and I think it'll be a fun time. And she actually said yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you into ice skating?
You know, it's not my, like, I've done ice skating, you know, but I know how to skate.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
I think it's a great first date.
I totally agree. Anytime you can do an activity with somebody, it's always a good time.
And how did it go?
So we ended up going that weekend, and, you know, she fell a couple times. I helped her, and,
Oh, so romantic.
you know, it was, yeah, there were moments, you know, it just seemed like a really good time, and it just felt like romantic. It was nice.
Okay,
Oh,
but
that's
she's
really
but
that's
she's
a
not
sweet update.
but she's not calling you back, right?
Yeah, she's not calling me back, and she's not talking to me at work, so I don't know. Yeah.
So clearly you did something wrong if she won't even talk to you at the office.
Yeah, I'm racking my head. I mean, I feel like there's like maybe one thing that could have happened on the date. That's the only thing I feel like.
What was it? What was the one thing?
So I've skated a lot, but I'm not the best skater.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I was skating, she was keeping her balance, and I started to fall down, and I accidentally grabbed her hair, and we both fell down together pretty hard.
Dude, you
Ow,
took her
so
down
you
by her hair? That
Snatched her by the hair and threw her to the ground.
It was an accident. It was an accident.
But still,
What did she say? Was she like
got thrown to
a
the
little
ground.
too aggressive,
Yeah.
sir?
I mean, she was hurting, and as was I. But by the end, we were laughing.
Okay.
She didn't think that you just were like skating behind her and were like, screw this. You know what? I never did have my chance to play hockey. Let's get a little rough right now.
I mean, she knew it was an accident.
Okay.
So I, mean, I feel relieved. I'm glad, like, it wasn't extended awkward. But
Okay.
That doesn't seem like a reason not to call somebody back. It's
I don't
actually
know,
pretty
dude.
funny.
yeah, no, totally. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I feel like that's the only weird moment that I can think of that could have been, you know,
And-
a deal breaker. But
What was the end of your date like? Did you guys kiss? Did you make more plans?
so at the end of the night, I took her back to her place, and at the door, I got a goodnight kiss on the cheek.
That's
Okay.
You
Cheek
know,
kiss, all right.
That's still a positive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that she's not even talking to you at work?
Yeah, it's last few days have been kind of weird. There was actually this one time I walked into the break room, and she straight up turned around and walked out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
That is
So you must have done
bad.
something bad then.
I don't know what I did. I really need to know what I did. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah.
Dude, you need to repair this for a lot of reasons, not just a second date reason.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to make sure things are okay. And
So even if you don't get another date out of this, at least you hope that we can like make things cool between you guys so you can still work in the same building.
yeah, and at least I can find out what's wrong with me if there's a big deal. I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Cool. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Oscar is on the phone, and today he wants to call a girl named Rachel. Their first date included everything. Laughing, good conversation, penalty for unnecessary roughness when he threw her to the ground. Sounds worse without the context, but they went ice skating together, and at one point he was falling and accidentally grabbed her hair and pulled her down by her hair. He says they laughed about it, and she realized that it wasn't anything he did on purpose. So he doesn't think that's the reason that she's not calling him back, but it's the only thing that he can think of. And remember, they did meet at work. They're coworkers. And ever since their date, she hasn't talked to him on text, phone, anything. And actually, she saw him in the break room the other day and turned around and walked out. So we're about to get her on the phone and find out what he did wrong on their date. You about ready to go, Oscar?
Yes, I just really want to know what's going on. You know, like I nobody seems to know, or they're acting like they don't know. So
Okay, so you've asked coworkers, like, hey, have you heard anything?
yeah, just like, you know, is she cool? Like, what's going on? And like, they don't know.
So either she hasn't said anything to anybody, or they're all keeping a big secret from you.
God, this is the best office drama ever. Why doesn't this stuff happen at our work?
Yeah, right?
Come on.
Yeah, you probably don't want that.
All right. Well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can get her on the phone, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Rachel there?
This is Rachel.
Hey, Rachel, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a morning radio show.
I'm not familiar.
Do you own a radio?
Yes, in my car I do.
Cool. Well, sometimes we're on that thing. One of our listeners actually emailed us asking if we could call you.
Okay. Who is that?
His name is Oscar.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, you were so excited leading up to it.
And Oscar told us about how he finally got up the nerve to ask you on a date the other day.
Yeah.
And he told us about your date, and he thought everything went great, but now apparently you're not calling him or texting him back, and also you're avoiding him at work. So he asked if we could get you on the phone and find out if he did something wrong.
Cool.
I sense the sarcasm there.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird situation.
Do you mind telling us what went wrong so that we can let Oscar know and maybe at least make things a little less awkward at work?
Oh, I just don't know what to say to him. You know, I don't know what to say.
If you say it to us, maybe we can say it to him in a way that won't hurt his feelings.
All right.
What did he do? The date sounded super sweet. The ice skating.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great time on the date. It wasn't necessarily the date that was the bad thing.
So what was the bad thing then?
Well, you know, we work in the same office, so I just kind of found out some information about him that kind of freaked me out a little bit, to be honest.
Oh my gosh, shut up. You heard office gossip about him?
I did.
From who? Was it someone that you consider like a friend, or was it someone who you think would be jealous that you guys went out?
No, it's my friend, and she's happily married, so I believe her.
So
Yeah.
what was the office gossip?
I don't want to tell you guys because I don't want to embarrass him if it's not true, you know?
Come on.
Well, like I said, if you tell us, maybe we can find a creative way to tell him that doesn't make it super strange.
Plus, if there was something going around about you at the office, you'd want to know. So at least you could clarify whatever it is.
That's true. So, you know, all of our coworkers knew we were going out. So, of course, when I came back, my one friend's like, how did it go? And I was just telling her it was good. It was a nice date.
Yeah. Okay. And?
And then she, of course, started asking more detailed questions. And she said, did he do the thing?
Did he do the thing? Wow. Sounds like he's got quite a reputation.
Yeah, he has a thing.
I don't know about Oscar. When Oscar takes ladies out, he does this thing. Did he do it to you? He's done it to all of us in the office.
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't that.
So what's his thing then?
Well, I kept asking her, and she said, well, did he do the hot cocoa thing?
This is sounding even worse and worse in my mind.
Or better and better, depending on what
Yeah.
you like. I mean, I don't know.
Whatever
I
your
can get down
flavor
with
is.
some hot cocoa.
That's true. I mean, it goes with the date. So I'm like, oh, no, we didn't have any hot cocoa. And she goes, no, did he bring the cups?
The cups?
And so apparently, oh my gosh, I don't want to tell this. Apparently he has been collecting, those plastic cups in the break room where you get coffee and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's been collecting the ones that I'm drinking out of, like when we'll have a nice conversation at work, and writing the date on the cup. Yeah.
Weird. He's been collecting your coffee cups?
Yeah.
Oh my
What was the hot cocoa thing? I mean, that's weird already, but
Yeah, I think he was going to, serve us hot cocoa out of the cups that he collected and,
weird and unsanitary.
I know.
So wait, was she not freaked out by this? She thought it was going to be something cool?
I mean, she thought it was cute. I mean, she
Wow.
also thinks he's sweet teddy bear Oscar. She's good friends with him. So.
Okay, so in her mind, he can't do anything creepy.
Right. She's like, oh, he's showing his affection. But to me, I'm like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, it's basically like taking locks of your hair.
Exactly.
Right. It's like taking my DNA.
Maybe he's trying to create a new you in a petri dish in his apartment somewhere.
Come on,
You know
guys.
what? Maybe that's the gossip going around.
Come on, though. If you backed up and you took her criticism of who he is, he's obviously a nice guy.
It sounds nice, but at the end of the day, he's literally going into the trash can and collecting the coffee cups I drank out of.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know. I'm
Yep.
trying to spin it for him, but I don't know that I can.
You can.
I know.
I don't think anybody can. I wonder if Oscar can even save himself. And Rachel, I do have to let you know that you did actually say it to Oscar because he's on the other line
Oh my
listening
God.
and wants to talk to you.
No, you guys.
Yeah. Oscar, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Oscar.
What's up with the cups, man?
Oh, he's so embarrassed, you guys. Don't make it worse.
I can't believe they told you about it. I mean, they ruined everything. I mean, they ruined the surprise.
I mean, it would have been weird anyway. It's either way, it would have been kind of creepy.
I feel like if you had just seen it, it wouldn't have been as creepy. Like hearing it from someone else, yeah, I get it. It might come off creepy, but it was going to be a whole thing. I was going to, lay the cups in a certain way in a presentation. There were going to be candles. It was going to be super romantic, and it was like kind of a literal trip down memory lane. For us.
Oh, my God.
But we don't have that many memories.
Not that you know of, Rachel, but it sounds like Oscar has a lot of great memories.
That's my point. Like we have memories. Each cup is a memory, and every cup has. I wrote down what we talked about, and that's it.
Okay, so how many of the cups do you have?
It's not that many. I mean, it's like 12.
12? Did you say 12?
12?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even remember having 12 conversations. Like, we don't even know each other that well.
Oh, my God. Oscar.
I mean, I get how it could be sweet, but do you also kind of see my point of view?
Yeah, I know. I totally understand. I realized that it would be weird, and that's why, I was just taking my time. I was going to show you in a couple days' time. I mean, that was the plan.
I just don't even think that's, enough time to show me something like that. It's just creepy.
Yeah, Oscar, you only show somebody when they're 2 years in and they're already so invested that they can't leave because you're a weirdo who collected their cups.
You guys just don't get it, okay? I mean, I still think it's a very romantic gesture. I think that it shows an attention to detail that someone really cares about you and isn't just trying to do a light casual thing. And
It's a little misguided, but he did for months think that you were awesome and try so hard to find his in to even ask you out.
And for me, each cup, it's not just a piece of plastic. It's a memory, that we shared and that we talked about stuff,
Somehow, Oscar, this is beginning to be romantic for me. It's morphed from being really creepy into okay, that's kind of sweet.
He's trying. At least he's trying.
Do you agree with that, Rachel?
I mean, Oscar, you're a great guy. I wouldn't have agreed to go out, but isn't there like another way you could have done it than digging my dirty cups out of the trash?
I mean, I could have, collected your staples or something. I mean, I just feel like a cup has an energy to it, something that just signifies that that it's a moment.
It's been held.
Yeah.
It's been touched to her lips.
It's gone from creepy to sweet back to being weird. Oscar.
Yeah, it has. I'm trying.
Rachel, would you like to go out with Oscar for a second date? We will pay for it. I don't think that he's like a weird, creepy dude. I think that he's just a little misguided in the romance department.
As long as the cups are the only thing you're collecting, for real though, Oscar.
Yeah, that's true. If you just don't bring any mementos, like I feel like I'd be open to kind of a normal like dinner date or something, maybe.
If it's a second date with you, I will let go of the cups.
Wow, that's a big commitment, Rachel.
I mean, that's months of work right there.
Oscar will throw out his creepy stalker cups if you'll go out with him again.
I will burn those cups right now.
Good man.
That sounds creepy to me for some reason. Now he's going to be thinking about when you met and just burning it, Rachel.
Yeah, that's kind of like a weird seance. But you know what? I've already made my decision. I'm cool with it.
All right. Well,
you guys are
congratulations.
really cute.
You got a second date, Oscar.
Yes.
And Rachel, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And start bringing your own coffee mug to work.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm really surprised, but there is a lot of support on the text message board at 78592 for the guy from today's second date update. Somebody texted in and said, I mean, it's weird, but it's also charming. I get the meaning. Every cup of coffee you share with someone is a little conversation that you had. To me, it makes sense. If you missed the second date update, Oscar wanted to call a girl named Rachel. They worked together and they went out on a date. She wasn't calling him back. He found out the reason she wasn't calling back was after that date, one of her coworkers, a friend of Oscar's as well, let her know that Oscar has been saving every single coffee cup that they've shared together in the break room. Not his coffee cup. Hers.
Yeah.
He grabs them out of the trash can, saves them, wrote down what they talked about, and his big plan was to present them to her on their first date, but he didn't do it.
Thank God.
And then she found out from a coworker and was like, yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah.
But once he explained it, she found it kind of romantic.
But
It
here's the
sort of
thing.
is. It made the transition.
I'm in support of him, but then when I look at my own history, the more romantic the man, the crazier he turns out being.
Well, I think we all know Oscar's crazy, but
Yeah.
a hopeless romantic nonetheless. They did agree to go out on a second date. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5 presents Fright Fest at